So I'm back with the third and the last module of letter writing. And in this module, we shall deal with informal letters, as we have already seen formal letters in detail. Let us start. Now, informal letters, students, these are unofficial letters or friendly letters. That means it is more conversational. Of course, they are written to people who are close to you, that is your parents, your family, your friends, okay? And of course, this is more like a conversation. You're not writing for a purpose. Even then, there will be a topic given to you. So actually, though you don't write it for your purpose, whenever you write to your friends or family members, for your examination point of view, you must stick to the topic because the topic is given to you. You can't just write randomly whatever comes to your mind, okay? Next, the length should be 1.5 sides of the page. Formal letter should be 1 page or a little more. Informal, you could go on to 1.5 sides. 3 to 4 paragraphs are expected, and the to address is not required in the format. Subject is also not required in the format because this is not a formal letter. Now, let's see how to build an informal letter. Students, again, the alignment of the letter has to be left-sided, but there are certain things that will not be there as compared to the formal one. So you have the from address, of course, you have the date, but you will not have the to address or the subject. And straight away you will go to salutation. Then we come to the main content, and finally the subscription and the name, of course, which could be imaginary, could be given to you. You could write XYZ or you could write any name. Now, there will be no to address and subject in the informal letter. Okay, we've seen that again and again. So now let's go on with an example. Let us see this. A question here. Write a letter advising your younger brother, sister to avoid eating junk food. Now, the topic is given to you. Remember, you should always stick to the topic. Do not deviate. So let's start now. The address here, the from address, we know this is how it is built. We've seen that how to do it in formal letters. So the from address will be exactly the same as your formal letters. Then we write the date, again in the same standard pattern, 4th March, 2015. Okay, this is exactly how you write even in formal letters. Finally, here again we are saying the same thing. To and subject is not required in the format of informal letters. So we go to salutation. You address the person to whom you are writing. You start with dear and then you write the name of the person. Okay, so here it is Dear Siddharth. Now in this part, we'll be using the term dear for everybody. For example, dear father, mother, dear brother, dear sister, dear grandparents for family members, dear Anna, Ryan, if it is the names of your friends. So everywhere you're going to write dear, the name and then the comma. Now students, the first paragraph, of course, it's introduction and it's conversational. So you can start with something like, you know, everything is fine, or maybe I couldn't write to you before because of my exams. This is exactly how we have started here. But see to it that the topic is mentioned in the first paragraph itself. Write a letter advising your younger sister or brother to avoid eating junk food. Let's see this paragraph. Now, I am sorry for not having written to you for quite some time. I was busy writing or preparing for my exams. I was reading an interesting article in the paper about unhealthy eating habits prevailing amongst teenagers, and you came to my mind. So students, can you see that we have already mentioned the topic here, unhealthy eating habits. First paragraph, immediately you're onto the topic because it's your examination. So you cannot deviate from the topic. Okay, so now second paragraph, students, will be a lot of detailing. You give the details of the topic. Of course, don't deviate from the topic. Okay, you have to write about the topic itself. So here you have Siddharth, mother was telling me, and then you go on and on and on. I will not read this part for you. It is all detailing about junk food, its effects, why your brother or sister shouldn't be having junk food. All that is covered in the second paragraph. Of course, you could also take those points which we had considered in formal letter, cause, effect, remedy. Because here again, you're telling the person not to do something. So why are you telling him? What will happen if he does it? And what remedy do you expect from him? Or what are you suggesting him to do? Okay, so those points also could be considered in your second paragraph here. All the detailing is done. Now let's go on to the last paragraph, okay, which is the conclusion. Again, in short, to the point, again related to the topic. See here, please do not ignore what I have shared with you. Mother is worried about you. Take care of yourself. Bye. That is how you end it. And of course, you write who has written it. You have to sign it off, the subscription. You can write yours lovingly or your loving, and then you write XYZ or the name. In this case, your loving sister, Varsha. You have given the name here. After sister, there's a comma, and then you write the name. You could even write XYZ. So students, that is how you end your informal letter, and that's all for letter writing. All the best.